Evet, Dalton kardeşlerin peşindeyiz.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
Haydi bakalım.
The story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition.
Yakında olan düşmanları infaz edebilirsin. Alman birkaç kafadan vuruş yap. Yani nişan almadan birkaç vuruş yap. Nişan almadan vuruşlar yaptı.
Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, you'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to
bu yalnız
court
özel
just to
silah.
shut her up.
Right. It's always the women's fault.
Hop. Şöyle bir hop. Nasıl lan?
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
Yakınlarda. Nerede acaba tam olarak? Neyse aç kapıyı kır.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals
Aşağıda mı
tried
var
to
lan?
get the Daltons to surrender. This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
Başka?
He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Merdiven.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank.
Neredeler lan? Kime sıkıyor lan bunlar? Neyse.
Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above.
Yanlış. He, sağda mı? Nereye gitmem gerekiyor? Çatıdan giderek Dalton'u sürpriz yap.
A water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Geliyorum.
It's brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free.
Ben geldim
Jim
ulan.
Bowie and Davy Crockett died defending the outlaws.
Hareket yapacaklar. Hayır. Ha.
Over there!
Bastım ama S'ye.
That's Silas Greaves. What the hell? Blank came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Şurada bir şey parlıyor. Mermiymiş.
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened. It was early evening, not high noon.
Kansas'tayız. 5 Ocak.
The
Doğum
Daltons
günüm
blew
lan.
up a safe, and we're all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Ne diyorsun? Lider, acemi ve beceriksiz. Bob, lider
I've been
mi?
tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something
Onu bana ver
reckless.
lan.
Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Öldüler mi lan?
Go ahead! You can't get me. Oh, now what? Now you're in trouble.
Yanıyor lan.
Shoot, I dare you.
Hangisini öldürdük? Tamam.
Those friends came after me like a pack of
İşte
wild
böyle.
dogs. Tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
Becerim var mı lan? Yok.
I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout in Tyre.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons.
Alt
Which
yazıları
wasn't any
okuyamıyorum ya.
surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds and camps caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville left. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Yakınlarda ne var? Burada hiçbir şey yok. Aldım.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood
Onun
together.
üstüme geliyor lan.
They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape.
Bakar mısın harekete? Ne diyor? Başkası Güney Amerika'da ölmediğine dair söylentiler varmış. Güney Amerika ise olabilir. Peki kanka ne yapmam gerekiyor? Nereye saklanabilirim? Okey, saklandım buraya. Bizim kankiler nerede acaba? Oo, tam base yapmalık yer.
And he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
I'm gonna cut you in half.
Değiştir değiştir.
I'll blow your damn head clean off.
Hadi geçmiş olsun.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeeville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Halen bana ödül avcısı derler.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
Bunlar bizim kankiler.
We'll track them to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws.
Bu ne diyor? Dinamit parçalarını.
But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Aman diyeyim ha. Dur bakayım.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Muhtemelen buralara
By
bir
my
bulanık
recollection,
gözükecek.
it was damp and foggy as hell.
Çok yeşillik
It
var.
was tough to stay on a
Bunlar
true
bizim adamlar.
course. So we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Kırmızı işaretleri takip edeceğiz.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
Sonbahar mıydı lan? Sonbahar mıydı?
The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Evin içinde bir şey var mı? Black Bart.
Bury them in the swamp. Plant them where they stand.
Except for some bitch ahead of me wanted to do me harm. So I had to face him alone.
Heh, kırmızılıklar var.
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Sorry, son of a bitch.
Sensin lan o.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
I don't see. Death is coming for you. They're gonna need it.
Ha bu şeymiş lan. Bir dakika galiba bir faka basacağız.
Buckshot.
Tamam bu Dalton'ların diğer kardeşi. Ananın bir dakika sakalın kesildi. Ha. Nereye gittin lan?
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack.
Gösterin lan kendinizi. Mermi verin bana. Tamam. Bizim ortaklar nereye gitti?
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Allah Allah ağır beyler.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve?
Ben de diyorum ses nereden geliyor lan? Ne suda bir şey mi var?
So I just started walking, and pretty soon... Steve?
Steve uyan lan.
Steve!
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Nasıl lan? Yapma oğlum.
Indians? They were Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention.
İyi bari.
Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins.
Ben de kaptırdım lan konuşmuyorum.
Or Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I'll bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Başka? Oğlum geç şuradan lan. Tabutun açmaya başlayacağım.
I don't mind. Yeah. You can't
Ya nasıl kaçtı?
You come out and I will. What are you gonna do? Damn!
Geber, geber. Güzel. İyi var, reflekslerim sağlam hala. Çok kötü değil. Sağdan gideyim. Kaç bakayım, göremiyorum. Oo, kötü vuruyorlar. Benden saklanamazsın diyor. Başkanım nerede o?
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together
Oğlum bunun
against
canları niye
anyone
böyle
who would
düşük lan?
threaten them.
Evet. Nereden? Buradan.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps? Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a few
There you
slaughter
are.
bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Aç bakayım şunu bir daha. Bir de dinamit parçası atmanı sağlar. Onları ateş yağmurundan tut. Tamam. Yok gibi gözüküyor. Geliyorum kardeş, geliyorum.
Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Hep öldürdüm, Dalton değilmiş.
Did that asshole just kill Red?
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn.
Şöyle, ölmedi lan. Şöyle iki. Vallahi buldum.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Tabi. Bekle, geliyorum. Vurmayın. Burada bir şey yok. Yukarı. Ulan bizim adam. Sen ne işin var lan?
Much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons.
Allah Allah.
I finally had them. After months of dogged pursuit,
Hazır mıyız? 12 mermisi var.
But it turned out that they had me.
Oo.
I'm sending you to hell.
İhanete uğradık.
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle. Apparently, the vigilantes were on their
Daltonlar.
damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big.
Oğlum dur lan.
I think it'll even slow.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
Anlatıyorum,
Took in
dinle.
a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally
Kır lan kapıyı.
disembark. It was time to settle this once and for
Oo,
all.
şu silahı alabiliyor muyum?
Somebody kill that something. Kill that bastard.
Tek tek atıyor bu arada. Ben bir şey yapamıyorum. Yo, tek tek atmıyormuş lan. Ne oldu lan? Az önce bana böyle sıkıyordunuz. Olayınız ölümden, olayınız var.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together.
Birlikte mi çıktılar? Al işte
Two
başına
brothers
belayı.
side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Çifte doldurmayı ne yapayım ben ya? Kapasitesini arttırayım mı abi? İlk sen mi koçum? Bir de böyleyle yapacağım ha. Nasıl lan? Oğlum böyle düello mi olur? Bunun adına düello denmez ki. Alın
They
size
got it
ölüm.
wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers. My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the wild bunch.
Vay be. Vay be. Evet, bir sonraki bölümde buradan devam edeceğiz. Şimdilik hoşça kalın.